and black that's making you run. I feel alright and we'll feel alright, 'cause we'll work it out. Yeah, we'll work it out. I'll be doing this if you ever doubt, till the love runs out, till the love runs out. I'll be your ghost, your game, your stadium. I'll be your 50,000 clapping like one. I feel alright and I feel alright, 'cause I worked it out. Yeah, I worked it out. I'll be doing this if you ever doubt, till the love runs out, till the love runs out. I've got my mind made up and I can't let go. I'm killing every second till it saves my soul. I'll be running till the love runs out, till the love runs out. And we'll start a fire and we'll shut it down, till the love runs out, till the love.
Well, hello, I'm Jerry McKee, and we're back here just a couple minutes, a little running late, but that's okay. You didn't hear all the clocks, so that works even better. We have got a special guest for you, actually three guests, and the name of the band is Hot as a Pepper. We're going to find out which one named that, if they ate a hot pepper or something, with John Hoyt as the founder and lead singer there. Well, I don't know if he's lead singer or not, but he can sing a little bit. But Hot as a Pepper is not your run-of-the-mill cover band. Turn out some same old tired songs with music genre or that, and little no emotions. You know how that goes. But Hot as a Pepper brings you high energy, funk, fun, and upbeat music to your venue, event, plays whatever you want to hear, not what just they want to. They take requests. A variety of genres and generations are covered, including some originals that they've made. A lot of originals. But one thing for sure, you'll get what you pay for. They deliver professional attitude, audio, lighting, and a show to match. They have all kind of music. Enough about me talking. Let's bring them on. And let me flick my little buttons here. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey. It's good to see you.
Nice seeing y'all. And there's John, if you want to introduce your two guests. And John's on the right. That's John Hoyt.
That is me. And to my left, your right is Trilby. And then CC over all the way to the far extreme right. I'm a bass player, and you have it listed as a vocalist. I got to clear that right up from the get-go.
Croon for us, John.
I'm not going to croon for you. I am not the vocalist. Trilby is our lead vocalist, and you'll be very glad she is when you listen to one of the tracks.
Well, I thought about that, John, at the beginning. When I put that on there, I said, wait a minute. I don't seem like I've heard him sing.
Well, I'm more of a soft shoe tap dancer kind of guy, but now I'll leave the singing to Trilby. I'll back her up. CC is our lead guitarist, and he also is not a singer, but we do it anyway, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Well, you might be backup singers, right, Trilby?
Yeah. We couldn't do it without him.
Yeah, no, I've heard your singing, and you sing great, Trilby. You good choice on lead singer.
Thank you.
Now, John, how long have you been into music? What age was you when you first started?
I started playing music as a guitarist at 12 years old, and I moved promptly to bass guitar when my brother had an opportunity in his band. And I didn't know anything about bass. I still don't, but I took up bass and played it because he had the good gigs. My brother he was getting paying gigs, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I've been playing primarily bass since, I guess that would have been about 78. So.
Wow, yeah, that's a good thing. Saying, hey, I want to make some money like my brother does. Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't my kind of music, but it was my kind of gig.
And Trivia, what about when did you start singing? How old was you, and what got your inspiration?
So I didn't know I could sing until I was about 14 or 15. But I'd always grown up playing instruments. I started on violin, piano, mandolin. My mom always made me be involved in music in some way. And then I started writing songs when I was 14, and that was originally all I wanted to do was write music for other artists, and I didn't really want to be on stage. And then I was with one of my family members who lives in Texas, and she's a vocal coach and a musician, and she heard me sing one of my songs, and she really encouraged me to pursue it, and I did, and I haven't stopped since.
Well, you know, most artists, when I ask them when they start singing like that, a lot of them, they report back, well, when I was in church, my mom used to drag me up there, and my mom, she'd have drugged me up there singing like that. They would throw us all out of church, but that's where I hear a lot of artists say that. And CC, what about you? When did you start your music talent, and who was inspiring you in your very beginning?
I started off on drums. A good friend of mine was a classically trained pianist, and seeing her do her stuff, I decided I wanted to do music as well. When we were 12, she decided she wanted to have a band, so told me I needed to go learn how to play guitar. So I went and learned how to play guitar. So I currently play anything you have to hit or that has strings. If you have to do it, I can't do it.
Do you play the piano?
I play piano, harp, violin, cello, harpsichord,
Wow,
marimba, xylophone. Like I said, anything that you have to hit or that has strings, I can play it.
wow. And now, John, you play bass. Is that correct?
I play bass and a little guitar. Well, it's a normal size guitar, but I do play with the guitar and keyboards, piano, but I'm not great at it. However, I enjoy it. Other people do not.
So in other words, they turn it up louder. It's almost like the Barney Five thing. Remember?
Yeah,
Barney Five was going to sing, and they said, "No, you got to sing real low in that microphone."
That's kind of it. But, by the way, if anybody's wondering why we are all looking off to our right, your left, the monitor we have Jerry on is over there. So we're all looking over there. There's nothing exciting over there except for Jerry. So.
No, we're just
well, see, that really.
camera.
That really works okay because every time you look over there, they'll see me and say, "Oh, he's sitting over there."
You're to our right, okay?
No,
Take it away, Jerry.
I ask all bands this question here. I asked John Cavity and the Beaver Brown Band. I asked him, I said, "Where did you come up with that name?" And they said, "Well, we sat in the garage. We wouldn't go out because our agent was wanting us to come up with a name for the band, and we been there for hours. We had to look on the shelf, and there was a paint can called Beaver Brown. So that's where they got their name from. So where did you come up with this name?"
Well, first of all, I didn't know that about the Beaver Brown Band. I had no idea. So I've a bit of trivia there. I've learned something new. Hot as a Pepper came about because, well, first of all, I got fired from a band. It was a band I was in with CC. I got fired from it, but that's a whole long story. But I had gigs booked already, and I needed people to come and play in this band. So I hired CC to come play in my band, but we needed a name. And it's hard to come up with a name, but I had one laying in front of me. I'd done a mock-up for a guy who was going to start a business selling peppers. We have some amazing hot peppers like the Carolina Reaper here in South Carolina. And he was going to be selling those all over the country. And we set up a webpage for him. It was hotasapepper.com was the website. And somewhere along the way, he found out you cannot export peppers to certain states and countries because they're considered a weapon when they're really super hot. And 1 million Scoville units is not allowed in some places. So he gave up his dream. And I still had that mock-up sitting on the desk and the website, and it was registered. And that's where it came from. The band name was because I already had that domain sitting in front of me.
Well, now I know the rest of the story. Now, does each one of the band members, or each one of you, when you're writing some of your original songs, how do you come up with that? I mean, because I asked different people, they said, well, we seen something in a dream, or I woke up in the middle of the night and I wrote these things down, or I was on the highway. Richard Sturban of the Oak Ridge Boys told me about Elvira. He says the writer there, he wrote that because he come to a stop sign. There's a road sign said Elvira, so he wrote it down. And when he went down that road, he hit all these potholes, and it had to be in South Carolina, but he hit all the potholes, and that's where the Bumpa Mile come from. That's what he called it.
Well, that kind of depends on the song.
Yeah.
Like even on the Hot as a Pepper album, Move It, there are some songs that were written very recently, specifically for the project. And then there were some other ones that were much older. Some songs come from inspiration, like you're talking about. Some come from personal experiences. Sometimes you just want to tell a story, very much like a novelist or somebody writes a script. It's complete fiction, but there might be a message behind it, or just an image you want to convey in somebody's mind.
Okay.
So it's a full spectrum, and the album that we have covers that full spectrum. There's different songs that have different inspirations,
and they're all from different people. Like one song was written entirely by Shannon Ferguson, who's no longer in the band. That's what started us down this journey, I guess. Was "Walk Away" was the first song. She had written a song, and she had actually produced it and recorded it. But we thought, well, Shannon's in this band, we should be playing one of her songs. And that's what started it. We were rescoring the songs so it would fit with what we were playing. She was doing a kind of EDM type music, and we
rewrote it.
Yeah, we rewrote it. We're messing around with it. CC tells the story better of how it happened when we're working on the original song. Go ahead and tell him what happened to get us to...
It's basically like you said. Shannon was in the band, and she was kind of forging her own solo career and focusing much more on original music. And John had talked to her about it and came up with the idea of bringing one of her tunes in so she'd get some experience playing that out live, but we had to adopt it to fit better with what we do. And I walked into practice one day when they were first working it up, and that was the first inkling I had of any idea of us doing original. My background is all original music until I moved here. I've never been in cover bands. I've always been in original bands for the most part. So when I heard them doing that, I was like, okay, so we're an original band now. Great. I've got a lot of songs. And let's sit down and talk about this. And then that's where it
kind of exploded. We went from 2 original songs to, well, there's 13 on the album.
Yeah.
So there's only 12 online, but there's 13 originals on the actual
There's a bonus
physical CD if you buy it. But,
yeah, I had Monty Allen, and you probably know who Monty Allen is. He's plays Alan Jackson, and we were talking about writing music and things, and he says, the difference between writing music and putting just the words there, he said, that's poetry. He says, when you write music, you write the music and you put the music with it, the lyrics, the sound, and all that. He says, that's writing music.
Right. Or you write the music and add the lyrics later is what's happened. So
right.
Each one of these songs on our album, Move It has been done differently and by different people. There's besides songs that I wrote that CC turned around and rescored, or songs that CC brought in from 1970, what year?
From 77 to 80.
77 to 80, CC brought in original songs from back then, and Wilson Ligon, our keyboard player, he
2 songs.
2 songs from Wilson, and then who else is? Annie. One of the songs is Annie Perez, who it's a bang-up song called Sugar.
I wrote that with them.
It's an incredible array of music. And then Trilby was a part of the band. She helped rescore some vocal parts, rework vocal parts, reword them to fit with what she brought to the band. So everybody had something to do with it.
Yeah, because the history of this was we had started this project long before Trilby joined.
Mm-hmm.
So when Trilby joined the band, we kind of restarted it up again, and we figured there's no point keeping the old vocals. We might as well keep the vocals, re-record all the vocals with Trilby. So there's some continuity between the band as it performs live and what we're releasing. Yeah. And we're also working on her solo album. We're currently working up her songs and recording them.
Working up the 6th drum track.
5 and 6.
5 and 6 this week.
I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about that, Trilby. Tell me about your. I know they're working with you in the music part like that. Is this some of the original songs that you've written and you putting it together?
Yeah, so the stuff with Hot as a Pepper was my first ever time ever in a studio behind a microphone that wasn't live. It was, I walked in, I didn't know a thing about how to record music, and I was just lucky enough to be with these guys, and it was an incredible experience. And then I think it was, you were like, oh, if you have any original material, we'd be happy to help you with that. And so I brought 1 or 2 songs, and then that worked out really well. And then it was like, okay, well, I actually have like a ton of songs that I've written, if that's an option. And it absolutely was. And now we're kind of in the process of getting them all recorded. We're about to start recording vocals for it. We're working up the drum tracks right now. And it's just music that I've written about my experiences from when I was 16 and 17. And so it feels like my life's work is coming to life. So it's really exciting. And I'm very lucky to be working with these guys because they're incredible teachers and just great friends.
Well, go ahead.
Thank you.
No, she just did a very good job. With no experience behind a mic, did a very good job.
And since we're talking about Trilby's originals, it would also be a good segue into CC has released an album. That's all CC and CC and one other person, and it's worth CC telling them about it.
It's seriously incredible.
CC, did you go to college or university or anything to learn music, or was this something that you just?
I'm self-taught. I'm 100% self-taught.
Oh wow, man! That to me, that is God gives. That is a great talent.
I've always worked with people who are better than me and stall a lot. Ask a lot of questions. Don't be afraid to say you don't understand something.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't do you any good to try and pretend you know something. Just say, hey, I don't understand that. Show me. That's it.
Either show me or go to YouTube University.
Well, yeah, when I was doing this,
we didn't have any
YouTube thing.
I wish we had YouTube.
The day that didn't exist. That wasn't there.
Well, the computers didn't exist back then. Well, they did. It was bigger in my house.
But CC's album is nothing like Hot as a Pepper. It's all this prog rock, and I can't even count it. It's amazing. One of the songs is 23 minutes long.
That's incredible.
What's the name of it, CC?
The name of the band is Lifting Line Theory. The name of the album is Wonder. All the songs were written between 1977 and 1980 with a friend of mine who passed away. It's taken me 44 years to finish it. There were some legal reasons because we were getting looked at by some labels. And then it was hard for me to find people who could do it the way that we had originally envisioned it. So I just finally did it all myself. So I did everything.
It's quite an endeavor. Someone like me who has ADD, ADHD, it's hard for me to sit down and listen to a 23-minute piece. But once I did, when I had no distractions, it was like, wow. I encourage people to listen to that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to listen to that. I remember when growing up, most of the songs in my era was like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I think it was I forgot the song now that came out. It was like up to 5 minutes. It might have been Spirit in the Sky or something where they kept on going. I thought, wow, that's a long song.
Well, my writing partner in all this was classically trained, so a lot of the writing is from. It's not symphonies, but it's that sort of treatment and way of looking at composing. Is you take time to develop ideas. It's not a jingle. It's not a short little snippet of something.
Right.
So
Well, I'll tell, yeah, I mean, to me, I might have to borrow that song next wedding I do. I said, whether you know, you go light a candle. Says I'm going to play this. This song goes in with it. Let them stand there 23 minutes.
Yeah, mine are all easily digestible. They're in small segments. So.
and I do not mean to disparage shorter form music. Our whole album Move It is shorter form. The large majority of what I write for other people is shorter form music. It's just I also have a deep love for classical music, for symphonies, and for long form music. I love Pink Floyd Animals, which only has 3 songs. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans, which is a double album that has 4 songs only. Yes, Close to the Edge, Genesis, Supper's Ready. These are all examples of bands that have.
We are not the same. I mean, I like those, but
right. It's just, but I grew up on that, and I
well, I kind of like all music. Like I think all music, even with the rap and stuff, it has something to do with it. If it's done right, you got old music that sounded horrible. You got new music that sounded horrible. But I think that the newer music is kind of like it's not going back to the old school way. When you put that album on and you hear that like that, it's got a different sound to it. Now,
Jerry, before I forget, one of our songs has it features someone from Union. It's Billy Joe Cook on our song Liquor Store. Yeah. And I believe he's going to be on your show March 31st, right?
Right, and I'm going to ask him about that.
It's a great tune. It's funny.
He denies all involvement. He's embarrassed.
Well, here he won't tell you, but I will. When I gave him the lyrics, now he is a man of strong beliefs. He did tone it back a little bit. He rewrote some of the song lyrics to more fit with Billy Joe Cook. So, he has an appliance store there too, Cook's Appliance. And,
right.
I guess he has to really be on his best behavior. So.
He does, and as a matter of fact, he's went to my son's house and worked on their appliances before.
No.
Now, the one thing I love about your band, y'all have such a wide genre. It's like Amy Winehouse, Rehab. I love that song there. B-52's Love Shack. That's one of my favorites too. The Backstreet Boys and Diggity, Bobby Brown, Bruno Mars, and Uptown Funk. That's music that kind of gets people moving a little bit. And of course, your Motown and oldies and Carolina Beach. A lot of bands would take and use just one area to be a band, but with your band, I've noticed that wow, all this different types of music is just awesome. And one of the things that I really y'all are almost like a jukebox. Somebody say, hey, can you play this? We put a quarter in there and you play this right here. But also when it comes,
and we do get paid 1/4 as well. So
well, there's a common thread that runs through all the tunes, and that is that the music is all music you can dance to. Mm-hmm. We have very few songs that are sit down and watch. There's a couple that we have like that we might throw at the end of the night, like rock anthems, but even a lot of those are very danceable. But the vast majority of our set, even though it spans a lot of different genres of music, the common thread is all of it's danceable.
Well, and that I used to DJ at a nightclub many years ago,
but you're a pastor.
Yes, I know. Just before I became a pastor now.
Okay, all right.
I can see myself in there now with a collar on. People quit drinking, and things. But the music that I had to work out is at a time that you had the faster music, and as it getting into the night, especially when they're having beverages, that you had to slow it down a little bit, because if you kept them hyped up the time they left, they're wide open. Do y'all have to kind of watch?
Things have changed for the better. In the 80s and 90s, we had a lot of people that over imbibed, and I don't see that now. Now it's it's not the norm to see people that are totally polluted. The bars are doing a much better job of taming them, so we can keep them, wound up a little later at night.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of venues now start earlier and end
Yeah.
earlier for the bands.
Yeah, we're playing Friday night at Three Friends in Taylor's, and that starts at 7 p.m. and we're out of there at 10. It's the perfect show for someone of my age. So,
Well, yeah, mine too says, wow, it's 9 o'clock already.
and they have great food. So come on down, Jerry. It's
Yeah,
great.
they do have very.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, well, Taylor's is not that far from me.
It's fun. Come on down. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. Now, where's all the places that you play at? I know you play all over Georgia, all over the Carolinas.
Everywhere we can possibly play. We play. We're finishing up a tour of American Heart Association gala events where we had to dress up in tuxedos. This fat dude looked like a
heart attack tour.
It's a heart attack tour. Yeah, it really. I'm surprised they wanted someone as big as me on the stage. American Heart Association.
That's right. You're their cautionary tale.
I probably am, but originally Hot as Pepper was a bar band, and then we transitioned to an event band in 2017 through 2020, and we played a lot of events and private events, fundraisers, corporate things, and then of course 2020 came, COVID hit, and for the last 4 years we've been playing a lot of bars, and only recently have we gotten back to playing more and more corporate events. But you specifically asked where. Augusta, Florence, Savannah, Columbia, Tryon. We mainly stay around the upstate, and we do, like I say, play a lot of venues like Three Friends and Old School Tavern, Smiley's on the Rocks. She loves Smiley's on the Rocks. So we do have a little circuit, if you will, with the with Old School and Three Friends and Smiley's that we try to play every month or two at all of those places. But we play Main Street, Greenville, Noma Square. That's the city of Greenville. I don't have the date in front of me. Shame on me I've got a phone, but I don't want to look distracted. But we will be playing that, and there's thousands of people there compared to tens of people at some of the other gigs we play. But we need to be playing in Union, just so you know.
Exactly, and if you come up Union, I would set up my cameras and stream y'all live.
Okay, all right. We'll hold you to that.
Yeah, I do that a lot up here. Now, I know y'all play a lot of Motown and oldies and Carolina beach music, like Carolina Girls. Give me just a little bit more time. The Drifters, but Hot as a Pepper's got one, Carolina Baby.
Yeah, that's our tribute to the beach genre. I moved here in '98, and I didn't understand what beach music was. Beach music to me, being from the other coast, the left coast, was Jan and Dean and the Beach Boys. And I moved here, and my wife is, let's go watch the Embers and the Tams and Chairman of the Board and Swinging Medallions, and we're going to listen to some beach music. And she takes me there to Rhythm on the River, and I'm like, this is really good. This is fun. This is fun music, horns, but this isn't beach music. You're using the wrong term here. And oh, by the way, they shag, and I'm like, whoa.
Whoa. Don't go to England.
Yeah, exactly.
But I fell in love with that type of music, and the Carolina Babies was written specifically with the idea of trying to capture those great bands. So it is formulaic. It's not exactly taken from any one Carolina beach band. It's taken from them all. Everything I could possibly borrow.
It's an homage.
An homage. That's a beautiful word. But I love that song, and I hope that we will play it out at some point. We haven't played it in a while, but I imagine we will again.
Well, what kind of blows me away too, I see you playing the beach music, playing other music like that. Now, some of the R&B, funk, okay, but disco, like Donna Summer's Bad Girls, of course, Brick House, the Commodores, and you dropped a bomb on me. that is some good. Like I grew up disco area, where I wear the white collars and the big heels, and I had the wide belt and stuff. We really looked crazy back then. But that style, that style might even come back one day.
Well, speaking of disco, we're looking at doing a song from Lizzo, who's a modern artist, who she has recaptured the disco era in two of her songs. One's called Still Bad, released 4 or 5 days ago. We're going to be working on it because it does have that same feel to the Donna Summer kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it because you got some of those 70 guys that grew up then, and I went to the discos that had the lit floors and they like the John Travolta thing, and it just it's good fun days to bring back and hear some of that music that's going away a lot, and I love hearing it when it comes back. I'm going to show some pictures here, and you can tell me who these most of these guys are, of course. Uh, uh, in your band, and some that maybe plays part time or something like that. So let me pull this up here.
Okay, that is Fall for Greenville. That's on the big stage.
Except for the drummer, that's the current lineup.
Yeah,
So except for Gavin.
Yep, that's Gavin just had brain surgery, in fact, and is recovering.
He's doing well.
So we have a different drummer now, but that is us with the habanero horns.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's 2 on the end there.
And I know the guy on the left.
That's a sexy man right there, I'll tell you.
All right, John.
Trilby, you look good. That's a good picture of you.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, what's that on top of your head about, John?
Oh, yeah, there's a little hair. That's a rare moment.
Yeah, before it migrated.
Oh, now down. That's Ed Wimberly.
There's the horns again.
Yeah, it's the horn, the habanero horns. That's Ed Wimberly. He happens to be my brother-in-law. He plays trumpet. And the guy on the right is Tom Wheat, and he's our sax player.
Oh, okay. All right. And
so Wilson Ligon on your left, he's appears on the album with 2 of the songs. He does vocals. He plays with us currently. And the guy on the right is Lance Sweat, and he plays with Corey Stevenson currently. But he was here today. We're setting up his drums to work on Trilby's. He'll be appearing on Trilby's album.
Drummer.
Mm-hmm.
So, guy on the left, Robert Shackelford the second. He is our new drummer. He's the new Lance, and
He's a monster.
That guy on the right, who is that?
oh, you know what? I was saying the same thing. I said, wait a minute. Somebody done put a trick picture on me.
Oh, Shannon Ferguson, Rhea DeLeo is her name on the stage, and she appears on one of our songs, Walk Away. That's her song, and we miss her dearly. She also helped write lyrics on, I guess, Move It and Come Here and
Stay Back.
Feels like she was very instrumental in helping us get this album going. The guy on the right is Gavin Glover, and he again fantastic drummer, and currently recovering from multiple brain surgeries. So,
my goodness!
Keep him in your prayers.
I definitely would do that.
Yeah, good guy, young father too.
Here's a good one, Mary. So Mary Norris is now with a band called Slow Funeral. She came in 2018 and saved us after my co-founder went to go play in drive trucks. Her band is more punk, I guess. You can catch them.
She's amazing.
Yes,
she's a huge inspiration.
Interview her. She's amazing.
Yes, she is. And then Carlos Perez, former guitarist for us. He's a lot of fun. He's played with Whitney Walters, Whitney Bradley, and he's played with everybody. Fun, funky Cuban guy.
Okay.
Tony Gardo, and on the right is Chris Eller. They were in our lineup until Tony left to go drive trucks in 2018 or so, and Eller left during COVID at the same time Shannon did, drummer. He also when we were putting these things together, he was there at the start of the original songs. But Tony is a funny guy, keyboard player and sax player.
Yeah, the guy with the hat. He kind of looked like one of these magicians or something, you know.
Yeah, well, he can make a sandwich disappear. Oh, that was hilarious! Come on,
What the?
I'm a big guy. I can make big guy jokes. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Tony's a blast. He's very good. He's very good entertainer, very good on stage, great personality, good keyboard player.
He's playing out at Wild Country with some band currently, and I don't remember the name of the band, but
He's a good guy.
he's played with Split Shot. He's been around a while.
Yeah, the reason I said magician, I had a magician on my ventriloquist on my show, and he was amazing, and he had the hat like that, and the costume and all. He was Steve Holt's his name, and now playing the drums. I had McNeil on my show. He played for the Three Dog Night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And great guy. He was Michael McNeil is who he is, and he started an organization. The movie that used to come out years ago was called City Slickers, and he's got his place named Inner City Slickers, where he takes the unprivileged kids and let them come out and learn a lot about honesty and taking care of animals and themselves, and it really teaches a lot there for inner city.
Sounds like a good program to me.
Yes, definitely it is, definitely. And he was a good drummer. I like drum solos and things like that. It just kind of my thing. I think was with Gala Navita.
Gala Navita.
Yes.
Iron Butterfly. The song was supposed to be in the Garden of Eden, but I think they were too inebriated to understand what they had said. What they had
When the singer came in and tried to explain it to the rest of the band, he was drunk and he couldn't say it. And they said, "No, we're keeping that name."
Well, y'all play a lot of the rock music too, with AC/DC. You Shook Me All Night Long, Alice in Chains, and of course, good old Beatles and CCR. It just, like I said, it goes on and on with y'all, the music and the variety of it. That's what kind of blows me away from. Now, Billy Ocean's one of my favorite artists also. And
we haven't done that one in a while. Caribbean Queen is a great tune. I love that song.
Yeah, and see, Billy Ocean did Suddenly was one of
that's a pretty song too.
Yes, it is. And we're going to listen to one of your songs and Move It.
All right.
And I'll put this up here, so we'll listen to
drives me mad. Don't wanna make you think that I don't care. I can't resist myself when music's in the air. 'Cause when the night is here, I start to come alive. The lights are on me and I've got it right. The world just opens up with possibility. Come on baby, put a little trust in me.
Okay, we got a phone call come in.
Oh my gosh! All right.
By the way,
I was worried it was my phone ringing.
I know. I was like, wait.
Hi, who we got on the call?
Yes, this is Brendan. I'm a Hot as a Pepper super fan.
Super fan. I got a feeling they know you.
It's a possibility.
And now I know the question probably was if you're watching the show here where the girl was dancing like that. My question was how come we didn't have John up there dancing?
I mean, I wanted that to happen.
I just had a knee replacement and I couldn't do it, so we had to hire somebody. Natalie Maya, I think is her name. She did that for us. We contracted with her. So what does this caller have to say?
I just want to know when is John going to show us his skills on the rusty trombone?
Yeah, that is that's probably not gonna happen there. But thank you for asking that.
No, is there a story behind that?
No, not one that you want to hear. So
Hey, I'm clueless to this one.
Nope, you don't want to go down that road.
Not online.
Yeah, definitely not.
Well, maybe you can send us a text.
Yeah. There's videos on the internet out there with it.
Oh, good old internet.
I think you're being sabotaged, John.
I am.
You have enemies.
Yeah, I do have enemies, but oh my gosh, friends like that. Who needs enemies? Yeah.
So you one of the Hot Peppers there, groupie, right?
Yeah, I would say more like a super fan.
Jeez.
I think groupie insinuates that we get to sleep with the band members, and I haven't gotten that far.
No.
Oh my God, this has gone off the rails there.
Really does.
We're gonna have to cut him off. We're gonna have to cut him off. That's bad.
Security.
Oh my goodness.
Any other question you got to ask?
God.
No, that's it. I just wanted to say hey and thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. You have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness.
That's a random fan.
Wilson would call it, or Billy Joe.
That was a super fan.
That's a super fan. Oh my gosh. They're the best. These pepperheads are incredible.
Now that was the movement was a great. That was good music, and you sang beautifully. You got a beautiful voice, and now the girl for a minute there, I thought that girl was dancing was you.
No, I only sing. I'm not really a triple threat.
That's
I can really only just sing.
That's a special kind of dance called the shuffle dance, and she is she's very popular. She has a bunch of followers. I could watch that dancing all day long. I think it goes perfectly with our music. What I like best about that song, I think, besides the groove, is CeCe's keyboard work is just so tasty on there. CeCe did all of the keyboards on that. Did you do all the drums on that one? Yep. CeCe played the drums, the keyboards, the guitars. So he was quite busy on that song. He didn't play it all at once. I mean, they were recorded separately.
Yeah, and that's my question for you. Is that when you're putting these recordings together like that, are you doing each instrument separately and then buy them together? I used to do commercials at the radio station, and I used like a 16 track and added this music and then added this to it and that voice and different things like that. Is it similar that you're doing there, or
Yeah.
how's that?
Every instrument's recorded individually.
Okay.
So it's built up. So
Sometimes we'll record a scratch track and then lay things over the top of it once we've got it down. But CC scored many of these parts and gave me the track, or the multi-track, where it had every part broken down into individual tracks. And he'd already done everything. I just had to lay my own bass part down on it. And then Trilby, after we got all the instruments together, Trilby came in and laid down vocals. And some of those might have, a dozen vocal tracks, or God, one of them probably has 30 vocal tracks on there. And it's all, it's a symphony of Trilby.
Well, it was fun bringing it to life, really. It was just nothing like I've experienced before. So it was a ton of fun for me.
Now, Trilby, is it hard to sing? Now, are you having to sing like solo before you hear the tracks, or all the tracks put together and you're listening to your headphone and singing with that? Because that has to be hard if you're doing it kind of like a cappella.
So like when we're actually recording the song?
Yes.
So yeah, in my headphones that I'm wearing in the video, that's actually like the headphones that I would wear when I'm actually at the mic, and I can hear the backing track in my headphones.
She's given a track without vocals on it. Sometimes they'll have a guide vocal, like from a former singer, and she might use that as to give her an idea of where she is in the song, but then she replaces that with herself.
So they would send me the song, and I would go home and learn it, and then come to the studio the next day, next week, and lay down vocals for it.
To give it a little inside baseball on how it works, is typically what I would do is with a song, whatever song it is, set a click track that gets the tempo, and I just record an acoustic playing along with it. It's not used at the end, but it gives me a guide. Then I play that back into headphones and record the drum part. Then record the bass part, then record the guitars, then record the keyboards, send it over to John. He puts his bass on it. Then we have a full track with no vocals. And then we bring Trilby here and we just layer in all the different vocals. And then I go mix it and master it.
And then it's done.
Spend a month mixing and mastering.
Now, on a typical song, just say, let's, for instance, take your song Carolina Baby. And doing something like this and putting it together like that, what is the time frame does it take you? Because I when I'm editing and putting things together in my videos, I have to use a lot of different tracks and a lot of different things in it, switch overs, and it takes me sometimes on a 10-minute track hours.
Let's use Sapphire as a better example, a more recent tune, and how that one came together. So with Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the amount of time that was actually put into the song, the time actually worked on it. It's probably only a couple of hours, in truth. But that's spread out over months because people's schedules, getting together. For me, since I was mixing and mastering the songs, I wanted to wait until I had all the songs ready to go and then mix them all at once, master them all at once. So there's kind of this cohesive sonic landscape for everything on the album, that the levels were all the same, the tonality is very close to being the same. So you're not jarred as a listener from one song to another. It's a continuity. So Sapphire took, Sapphire really took about 8 months from the time that it was originally written to when it was finished. But the amount of time that was actually spent working on it was probably only maybe 12 hours total. Wow. It's just spread out over those 8 months.
But still, that's that's from an experienced person. Now, unexperienced would be like, because I've rendered some animation, and it was a 6-second animation I did that it took me just to render it into a movie part. A movie was like close to about 36 to 40 hours.
Wow. Well, did you happen to look at the album art, the cover of the album? I don't know if you saw that or not. All of that artwork that's on the album cover and the front, middle, and back is all hand done by CC. He did that as well. It's really very
impressive.
Yeah, I can't do that. So
Now, CC, do you draw this out, or do you use some software to draw it out?
Um, for the album, all the work that was done on the album was done in Photoshop. Was done with I have a Microsoft Surface computer, so I can draw right on the screen. The
Oh, okay.
last 5 or 6 years, I've gotten really into digital art, but I started all by hand. I started drawing when I was probably 4 or 5. So
Yeah, you
Wow.
can see it if you go to hotasapepper.com/move it, all lowercase. The artwork is there. It's stunning.
All right, and I've got that going down below us here where they can call and text your for actually to get booked. It's got your website on there also to go there. And
All right.
if I tell you what, people go look at the website. They got their songs on there. Even for some of the original songs like "Move It," "Distance," "Feels Like This," "Come Here," the Carolina Babies, "Sugar," "Solitude," "Walk Away," "Sapphire," "Time or Place," "Liquor Store." Dot. I gotta ask about that one. But "Stay Back" and "Disappear." These are all the originals like that. That's a lot of originals for a band. But just the music itself blows me away. But
Well, there's one cover on the album, and it's called "Angel Eyes," and it's very interesting in how it was done. It's actually the singer on that passed away. He's my best friend and co-founder of this band, Chip McDonald, and he wanted to be on this album so badly, but he had cancer, and through the miracles of editing, we took a live track of him singing a song that he sang to his beautiful wife, Deborah, just about every gig. Jeff Healey's "Angel Eyes," that's John Hyatt original.
Yep.
And took his vocal, and CC scored all the instruments, re-recorded all the instruments, and I put down bass. And so Chip does appear on this album, not on the original. We wanted him on Liquor Store, but he is on "Angel Eyes." That's our only cover on the album.
oh, that's great. That's a great thing about technology that you can do things like this. Where years ago you had tape, and when I did a television show years ago, I carried a 3/4 inch tape things. It's like a dinosaur, and
Yeah.
the camera was way big. You had all these battery packs on you, and no, it wasn't.
Matic, what a wonderful machine.
Exactly. So, where are y'all going to be playing next that people can come see?
That's Friday.
Yeah, we're this Friday at Three Friends in Taylor's, not in Piedmont. Made that mistake many times. Like 30 minutes until I go on stage, and I'm in Piedmont, not Taylor's. So in Taylor's, 7 to 10 at Three Friends.
You can go on that website, hotasapepper.com/shows, and get a listing of the next 50 shows we're booked into, like May of 2026. We do have openings if somebody wants to hire us. So.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, I don't even see how you even have an opening with all the music that y'all have to provide. That's and like I said, I love music, and looking at your music, I could go back in time for one thing when I used to be able to dance, during the disco ages. And I find out as you get older, you don't have that poise, you don't have that balance like you used to. And going to a skating ring, I found out that the hard way.
I'll do it.
Yes, my grandson had a party there, and I tell him, I used to skate backwards and do all this stuff here, and the music playing in the skating ring, loud, and you're going around fast, speed skating and all that stuff. I got out there, and I looked like Charlie Brown when he fell in the snow.
Hey, but you tried. That's the important thing.
That's it. And anything else you guys would want to tell the audience?
No, I do want to thank you for having us on your show.
Thank you so much.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for your interest in our band and individual artists of the band. That's great. We love that you support live music, and I can't wait to see Billy Joe with Area 49 and Rodeo 49 on there on the 31st.
Absolutely.
That that's gonna be to me great. I'm looking forward to that too. And uh, when
Oh, I've got one other thing.
okay,
No, it's nothing major.
Should I get a flak jacket?
No, no, no. So the 23rd, which is Sunday, is that right? Yes, it's
Oh yeah.
the 23rd. There is the Upstate Live Music Meetup, which is a networking event for musicians in the upstate, and there will be hundreds of them congregating at the radio room in Greenville from 1 until 6 p.m. It's totally free for musicians and music lovers to attend. Hopefully it'll be a pretty day and we'll have two stages going, one inside and one outside that's more acoustic, solo, duo, trio, maybe even some karaoke sponsored by Fred Rock. But there'll be musicians jamming on the stage all day long, musicians trading numbers and
It's a lot. That's actually how I first. That was the first steps into how I became part of Hot as a Pepper.
that is true.
Like 2 years ago.
And one other thing to add:
One other thing, what's that?
the playlist,
The playlist?
the original song playlist
Upstate
that you
playlist.
put together.
Oh, yes, there is a
Definitely
Spotify
put it
playlist that is on the Palmetto Showcase. If you go to palmettoshowcase.com, there is a about page, and there's a playlist that features a lot of upstate artists, and over 200 songs from upstate artists are on there. It's on Spotify.
All original music.
All original, 200 hours of upstate
Right.
artists.
wow,
Yes.
that's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify. It's called Palmetto Showcase. I don't know if you can find it yet, but you can find it from palmettoshowcase.com.
Okay.
It is under the About page there. I'll send you the link so you'll have
Oh,
it.
yeah. Just send me the link, and that way I'll have it like that. And there's also something going on with the Hall of Fame, South Carolina Hall of Fame music and entertainment.
Yeah, I don't work with them. Chris Lee does with them, and Dr. I can't remember Godbold works with them. They've got a lot going on all the time.
Right. I know I had Mr. Gary on here that's from Shark Tank.
Yeah.
That they're going to have a program coming up. I think CBS is going to be doing it later on down. Can't get into Pacifics, but they going to be showing, pick to the pros and or pitch to the pros, not pick. And it's coming up like that also. I didn't know if y'all was tied in there also.
No, I'm not, but I know some of the major players there, and they're good folks. They're again trying to do something good for us. So they get 2 thumbs up from me.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate y'all. We clicked the wrong button here. Coming on and being with me and sharing with people up in this little small town of Union, and some of the artists that's coming up here, the young kids. That way they can see. It's if you want to, you got to succeed, but you got to keep going. You can't be discouraged, and look like y'all have a great time and a fun time in doing this, and really, really appreciate y'all coming aboard. And just hang on just a second while I give my goodbyes to the folks, and I'll come right back to you.
All right.
All right, folks, you've heard the great band, and you've heard the professionals here. And with the professionals, they are just so great, and I'm glad it's coming. You got to hear them. Hot as a Pepper. You got to go on their website. I'll put it all down below you. And we will see you next Monday. I will put out there who the guest is and all the things about them. You'll see it. You got to watch it and look at it. I'm Jerry McKee, and thank you for watching Prime Time.